Alright everybody, glorious Sunday. Unfortunately I've got to go to work later, so not going to get a lot done today. Now I come out this morning, well I'm saying this morning, come out yesterday morning, and all over the floor was these little round ball things, and I thought they were seed pods. Turn you around a minute. So you just see that there, look, there's one of them, there's some more there. They come on, you know, this whole area is absolutely covered. So I was thinking, is it seed pods? You know, is it coming off the hydrangea? You know, or is it coming off the roof or something like that? What the culprits are is try and bring them into view. There you go. Big flaming hairy caterpillars. Yeah, that's just a few of them. They go all the way up, and there are some smaller ones, some babbies. Just here, look. See the babbies? Yeah, so got the adults. Big ugly things. So yeah, so that's the caterpillars to the buff tip moth. Be hard pressed to actually spot the actual moth itself, you know, being nocturnal, and during the day they look just like a broken piece of twig or something like that. So you're very rarely spot one. I'll post a picture of one of them just up there. Like I said, you won't spot them, but they will demolish. It's oak, lime and birches. They will strip all the leaves off of it, but because they're sort of like quite late in the year, up to October, then it doesn't do the tree any harm. And the interesting thing is that they won't be back next year. You know, if we sort of like do a tree one year, leave it alone, and maybe come back a couple of years later. They don't sort of seem to do the same tree all the same time. Anyway, so air source heat pump. Went off again during the week, didn't work, so I got the missus to turn it off and turn it on. And I've been onto the heat pumps for pools and spoke to them, and told me a few things to try. And what I did is spin you around again. So, round the back of the air source heat pump is down there. So the top one there is your outlet, bottom one's your inlet. Now he said the flow sensor paddle is right on the outlet there. So I unscrewed that, and what I noticed straight away when I unscrewed it, there was a hiss of air. So obviously because it's above filter level and pump level and everything like that, it's one of the highest points, so quite possibly you might get air in there. So there was a hiss of air, so I released that, but I took it all off, had a look inside. I'll show you in a minute, but I cleaned it all out. There was a bit of gunk on the paddle, so there's obviously stuff from the filter getting through into the heat pump, unfortunately. Drum time. And I backwashed it. I put the hose in there, gave it a bit of backwashing. I didn't actually undo that. I should have undone the bottom one as well. I may do that if it plays up again. But yeah, closed it all back together near enough. Started the pump up, waited until the water started spouting out, and then I've sort of sealed, you know, tightened everything up again. And it's so far, touchy woody, it seems to be working okay. There's my Jakey. Just trying out some new drugs. on my Jakey. A little bit early to be telling you, he's still wobbly as anything on his back end, bless him. So just in there, so I've unscrewed, so this is the exit port, and you just see that little bit sticking down. That is the flow sensor paddle, and it just needs, so there's obviously dirt getting through, because is that dirt in there? I'm trying to look on the camera, I ain't stuck my head round, but you can't sort of see. But yeah, if you just, it literally just moves backwards and forwards a few millimeters. So that's what detects the flow, whether the flow's powerful enough to turn the heater on or not. So that can get a bit gummed up according to heat pumps for pools. And they said what you can do is just give that a clean off, and then you can reverse the flow. I haven't got enough hose to actually swap the hoses around and reverse the flow, so what I'll probably do is just stick the hose pipe in there, undo the bottom one as well, and try it that way. So there's the bottom pipe down there, so I'll unscrew that, take that off. I can't see anything coming out, any dirt or anything coming out. There was a bit of gunge on the paddle. When I said it was white, it's black, so that's all clean. So what I'll do is I'll screw the back one back on. He says tight fit. There you go. I was expecting the water to come flowing out of this, but there's obviously air getting in here somewhere. Actually, before I do that, but there's no water leaking out the back, so what I'll do is I'll stick this back one on, stick this back on, top one back on, don't want to over tighten it. And then what I'll do is I'll stick the pump on just before I put that back on there, just to get any air out of the system. So building up, here it comes. I know this works because I did it last week, but I've just shown you what I've done for those of you who tried it. Let me just stick it back on, power back on, and there you go, no warning triangle. And I'm still in my box here, so I'm at back down. So running at 75% there, 55 watts. So if it happens to you, first protocol, I went to there straight away rather than going to the pump and checking the pump. I will take the pump off and give the pump a clean, but it's just a pain in the backside to get to. But if it happens to you, you get a flow, keep on getting flow sensor warnings saying that your flow ain't right and you've done nothing to change your flow, just unscrew the top pipe and just have a look around the little paddle. That's the flow sensor paddle. You can see it quite clearly if you stick your head behind there. All it takes is a little bit of gunk or something that gets through your filters up into there, just to block the sensor off or something like that, or just block the paddle off. Like I said, I done it last week but didn't film it, and that's why I'm showing you now what I done. And when I looked in there, there was a little bit of, I suppose a little bit of weed or something like that was wrapped around the paddle, so that was affecting it. But this week, since I've done that, it's been fine. But I thought I'd just show you quickly what I've done, just in case it happens to anybody else. Anyway, so hopefully that's the air source heat pump sorted out and all working okay. Fingers crossed. Anyway, got a little visitor. Somebody most of you should know, and if you don't know, why not? And I'll post a link to her channel down underneath, and go around and join her channel if you haven't already. Right, so who we got? Look, she's hidden by the danglies. Look, there she is. Yeah, it's Lo. You alright, Lo?
Yeah.
Yeah, so she come down for a visit, have a look at my fish, and the first words right out of her mouth were, "Oh my god, they're a lot bigger than what I thought they were."
Definitely, most definitely. Beautiful. Really clean fish.
Doing well. Still got to sort out the big bubbles on the bottom drain now. I don't know what's going down there, but I did sort of try and get it all worked out. But yeah, but like I said, Lo's come down. She's fallen in love with Jake and keeps on threatening to take him away with her. We brought in some nice treats, so Jake's fallen in love with Lo. Look, sat down right next to her handbag.
He's coming home.
Yeah, he's coming home. He's going, yeah, I'm going to go.
Chag?
Uh-huh.
In the chag.
And the chag. I'm not having the chag. Char at Surrey, darling. Char at Surrey.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a chag.
It's a chag.
It's a chag with a defect.
Your water is super clear.
You like the water?
Really clear. The fish are stunning, clean.
So yours, I was saying the other day how much yours have grown.
Yeah, that's good. But they're not as big as that yet. They are like a chag really, but not as thick yet.
Yeah.
Which,
you know, as I do say to people, you don't necessarily need a huge pond to grow big fish. You know, as long as you get the right filtration, and then you know you can grow big fish in a smaller pond.
Yeah.
As long as they got swimming room, which is what they have, especially with a round pond.
Nice, really pretty. You've done a great job.
I think when I do my forever pond, and it'll be a raised pond because I'm getting old, I think I will go a round raised pond again.
That's nice.
Because I do think you get better flow.
The tuba is fantastic, really is.
Obi.
No, it's really pretty. I want that chag.
You can't have the chag. You got 4.
So what?
Is it 4? Yeah, it is 4 now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have an excuse to have a bigger pond now.
I don't think Rachel will let that just yet.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
No, yet.
Get some use out of the one you got.
But she would kill me.
Well, yeah. Oh dear. So yeah, really great to see Lo last weekend. She's such a lovely lady, she really is. And yeah, just come down, spent a couple of hours down by the pond there. We had a couple of cream cakes and a cup of tea and stuff, you know. I know, naughty. But yeah, it was wonderful to see her, and like I said, and we had a good old natter and a good old look at the pond, and my lovely lady wife was sat with us. So yeah, we were putting the world to rights. it was really great to see her. And like I said, you know, if you're not subscribed to her channel, then put the link down below. Low Magro, the French koi connection, good pun that one that is there, and join her channel. You know, she's got some really good stuff out there and built all the pond herself. So like I said, really lovely lady, and we'll be seeing her again next weekend up at the Kent show, along with the rest of the posse, A&C Koi and Leon from Budget Pond Building, Jeff just for Koi, and maybe a few others. Hopefully, I've not spoke to some of the others, but yeah, hopefully they'll all be there. So if you're going to the Kent show, look out for us, pop over, say hello. Talking of which, you know, I don't do merch, I don't sell merch, you know. I don't believe in, well, it's not a case I don't believe in merch. Yeah, merch is good if you can sell it, but I've got t-shirts for myself, and I printed up, especially for the Koi show coming up, I downloaded the t-shirt app and got a couple of t-shirts made up from Jolly US. Well, I didn't realise it was just from the US. They said they were doing the UK now, so I thought they had a little factory in the UK, but no, it was made in the US. And but I got two made up. I got one in blue for myself and one in pink for my lovely lady wife, and I ordered a medium, and it came, and unfortunately it was too small. So I'll get it for you in a second, show you, and if there's any lovely ladies out there, because it's pink, if there's any lovely ladies out there, or maybe a guy who can fit into a medium t-shirt who likes wearing pink, if you like it and you want it, it's yours free of charge. And if there's more than one of you who wants it, then I'll just put your names in a hat and draw your names out, sort of thing. But yeah, like I said, I'm not pushing merch for people to sort of like buy or anything like that. It's literally just for me to identify myself when I'm out and about, and for when I'm sat on the screen here, you know, just to promote the channel. Maybe one day I might do the old t-shirts and stuff, but you know, not in it for the money. So yeah, I'll go get the t-shirt. Okay, got the t-shirt. Prepared to be astounded and amazed, and amazed and astounded. So there you go, Koiwpr, Koi Water Plants and Rants, and there's my normal logo just there. Yeah, and then on the back we have, it's not a hobby. Oh, you can't see. It's not a hobby, it's a lifestyle. So yeah, like I said, I got one for myself in blue, and this one came for the missus, medium, and unfortunately it didn't fit. So like I said, anybody wants it, and you can fit into a medium, probably about size 12, something like that, maybe 12 to 14, 10, 12, 14, whatever. You know, feel free, drop a comment in the box down below, and I'll send it off to you free of charge. Hope you like it. There's my Jakey. Jakey with his poorly back legs. And you see later on in that lot, we've been out and brought in one of these doggy wheelchairs. Haven't we, mate? Hey, brought you a doggy wheelchair. Yeah, he had his little first trial run in it this morning, and took to it a lot better than what we thought. Unfortunately, it's something we got to do for him. I mean, he can still wander around a little bit at home and everything like that, but when he goes out for his walk, unfortunately his back end, although he can still stand up and walk, if he tries to change direction, or if he's been sat down a while and he goes to stand up, his back legs don't want to work. It's degenerative myelopathy he's got. Humans can suffer from it as well, and you know, it is heartbreaking to see, but didn't get it there, let's see. It's a bit unsteady, and that a lot. So got in a doggy wheelchair, and I'll do a bit of filming with him and that later on, and hopefully that'll give him a bit of quality of life to get out and about and run around again. So that's Jakey's new wheelchair, obviously without him in it, made by Walking Wheels, which is an American company, but they're two lovely women who import these. They're sort of like the sole agent for Walking Wheels in this country. I did my research, looked at a lot of them out there on the web, you know, and these all had sort of like videos and things and everything like that. Although it's not the most expensive out there, it was a bit eye-watering. There are a lot cheaper out there, but they're not as solidly built, not as adjustable, not as comfortable looking as this one. But yeah, so it's very light, all made of alloy. The framework fully adjustable in height, legs, and obviously body width, everything like that, and then hip width, all adjustable there. And then it comes with the harness, but I'll show it all once it's all with Jake in it, once we take him out again for a walk, see if he's keen for his second time round. But so that Jake obviously in the harness, and then the harness clips on into the front there, and his back legs sit in here. He can still do his business once he's in there, so his legs sit in there, and while he's still got movement in his legs, so we adjust it so his the pads of his feet are touching the floor, and he can still use his back legs to keep the muscle tone going. Yeah, but I had to dip into me drum fund and the money I was going to use for the Kent show next weekend, so I'm debating on whether I'm going to go or not at the moment. Yes, because we had 2 trips to the vet, just under £100 each last week, and then got this, and these are 350 they retail for, so 550 quid in a week is a bit eye-watering, but he's worth it, you know. I'm sorry, I don't care what it costs, given the quality of life. You know, some people might not agree with it, some people might think it's cruel for him to have a wheelchair, but you know, when he was out and about this morning in it, he seemed quite happy, his tail was wagging, he didn't seem fazed by it whatsoever. So, you know, if it gives him the quality of life for him to be able to carry out and carry on walking and, you know, keep him fit, then, you know, it's worth every single penny. My boy, he needs looking after, so he can be looked after. So next time you see it, this will be on him, and we'll be taking him for a little walk, see how he gets on. I know it's not Koi related, but you know, most of my long-term viewers, you know, you all know Jake, and you like Jake, and I'm sure Bisley's interested and see how he gets on. So catch you in a bit. There's Jakey in his little wheelchair, out in number 2, and as you can see, he's just quite happily strolling along. And for those of you wondering whether he can still do his business, yeah, we have been able to do that, no problems. And like I said, considering it's just his second time in the chair, you know, he doesn't seem fazed by it whatsoever. You know, we've taken him to sort of like one of his favourite places where we don't go all the time. It's not his, this is sort of like a special treat walk, so that helps. But you know, it just adds to that stability. And you can see, you can get a, you know, fair turn speed, and while he's got the use of his back legs, so you recommend to sort of keep them on the ground, but as time goes on, he will lose the oops, don't want to see that, he's peeing. He will, with this disease, eventually lose the use of his back legs altogether, so then we'll clip the stirrups on and just hang them up out the way, and he'll just pull himself along on the front legs. But yeah, so really pleased with that so far. yeah, pricey, but you know, like I said, it's worth it to give him the quality of life that he deserves. As you can see, I'm doing the old that or that, or that. Trying the old Leon from Budget Pond Keeping trick with the old polarised glasses. Move the string out of the way, it might help. But yeah, it makes a bit of a difference, doesn't it? Makes it look darker. But koi are doing well, and I have noticed actually this week, since Lo came down and visited, and I sort of checked on the pond when I first come home Friday night, and I looked at the little goshki that I've had in here that I'm trying to move on. He's actually had a bit of a growing spurt within a week. He's got massive. So everybody's doing well. Nearly out of food. Trying to make it stretch to the All England Kent koi show. Hopefully there'll be some bargains on food there and pick up. Probably swap over now to the winter feed. Still be putting it in as much as I'm putting it in at the moment. You can get just as good as growth results, I think, out of sort of like wheat germ based foods than you do the sort of like the high protein growth foods. But you know, winter's on its way, and unfortunately it'll soon be time to think about the covers. Just got to show you on the cornice, remember the little white flowers, but you see now, excuse the sunlight, try and block out the sunlight a bit, the seed pods are turning a lovely bright red now, just as the leaves are starting to turn, almost like Christmas baubles. Lovely little effect. And my GM koi, go down here, is in flower, look. There he is. So that's called GM Koi. If you remember when I bought it, said the name, a lot of people sort of thought it was quite a good name, and yeah, so it came out into a second flower. Really chuffed about that. And putting the Venus flytrap that has actually died, leaving it outside here, and it's come back to life. And then got me trumpet. I was watching old Charlie Dimmick on the telly, and she made a little bed thing for these carnivorous plants, so I might watch that again and just take a bit more interest in what she was doing, and I might try and make one of them. She said if you've got a sheltered area they can survive out over winter, so yeah, I might have a go at making that. It looked really effective. Where I'm going to put it is another matter. But yeah, look at the fish again. Spawning ropes I've left in there because I thought I might get some activity, and they're coming out now. Definitely, as much as I thought they were showing a bit of interest for a late season spawning, yeah, nothing's come of it. So that'll be coming out and cleaned off and put away for the winter. Once all the flowers and everything along there have died back, I'll be putting a couple of covers on, maybe, not totally covering, just keep the wind chill factor off, the temperatures at night. And at the end of the month I'll be turning the SLC pump down, turn it down a degree a week to start with, prepping in for winter. You know, I'm not going to heat 23 degrees, because again, if we have a bit of a late Indian summer, who knows, I might go into October before I start turning it down. But yeah, this after, where's that box? There he is. So that little goshy over there, just gone on the serious. Had him for 2 years and he's hardly grown at all, and then recently he just had such a growing spell on. It's just a shame that his belly isn't that thick on him. But I've still got to get up to my mate, give it to him. Shame I'm going on Sunday, he's going on the Sunday to the Kent show, because I know that he's going, but because I'm going on, travelling up on the Saturday but not going to the show till the Sunday, I can't keep him in the bag that long, which is a shame, but I will get there. That was Jakey out in his wheelchair. Yeah, sorry, like I said, not Koi related, but you know, Jake's the celebrity on this channel, not me. So just showing you how he gets on, and hopefully sort of like it helps out with anybody out there whose best friend is maybe going to suffer in the future. Fingers crossed, touch wood it doesn't, but you know, you never know. Or anybody who's going through the same problems at the moment. Just goes to show you that, you know, there can be life after the loss of the use of their back legs, just the same as people, you know, in wheelchairs. You know, life can go on and can be just as happy. Didn't film it, but we've just been out again, been out to over the field where he normally goes, and had his ball, and he's running around chasing his ball and meeting other dogs and wagging and happy. So, you know, however long he's got left is however long he's got left. So, you know, happy boys. As for the fish, well, yeah, they're doing well as ever, ain't they? Just getting huge. And yeah, sorry it wasn't sort of like mega koi related this week, but show next week. Like I said, still debating whether I'm going to go or not. More than likely I will do, of course, you know. Jakey's going to be fine now, and now he's got his wheels, you know, go out, pull the chicks, bit of cruising in his wheels. You know, my son should be able to sort of like cope, and me and my lovely lady wife will be travelling up, doing a bit of shopping in Maidstone, staying the night at a hotel, and then going to the show Sunday. So if you're going, look forward to meeting you all, and to the crew, see you there Sunday. Anyway guys, that's it for this week. So looking forward to meeting you at the show, like I said, and like I said, Jakey doing fine, don't worry about him. And you know, like I said, if it's helped to anybody else out there who's got one of their favourite pets going, do work for cats as well apparently, but I should imagine you know, the little wheelchairs for cats do take a bit more getting used to than what dogs will. I may be wrong, cats may take them just as quick, but they are available for cats as well. So anybody wants any more information about the feeder's just gone off. Anybody wants any more information about the Walking Wheels wheelchair, please feel free to get in touch. Like I said, American company, but there are two lovely ladies who distribute this for the UK. So if anybody needs information, drop me a line down below. If you want a t-shirt, again, drop me a comment in the message in the comments, and it's yours. And like I said, if there's more than one of you, I'll put names into that and draw it out, and I'll post it off to you free of charge. Competition, I will be launching that next week. I seem to have sorted out the problems with the comments, so I've been saying it for ages and ages and ages, but we'll launch that next week. So Hanameter of your choice. Like I said, it's just I managed to get hold of one a little bit cheaper than normal, so give back to you guys out there. So if you haven't subscribed already and you fancy winning a Hanameter, come along, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and I'll launch a competition next week. Alright guys, look after yourselves, stay safe, look forward to the next week, and remember, it ain't a hobby, it's a lifestyle. See you soon.